obviously the big news, Dana White was sitting there and he gets handed a paper. He's like, oh, wow, I never get handed a paper. And he's like, all right, announcements at UFC 301. It will be, 301, right?
302. He started with 302 and then
302,
303.
302, yeah. At 302, it's going to be Dustin Poirier versus Islam. And everybody's like, oh, wow, okay. He's like, co-main event. Everybody's like, okay. He's like, Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa.
You got it.
And then he goes UFC 303. And then there's like
Look up.
a hard pause. He looks up at everybody. Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. And everybody's like, oh, crap. Like, obviously, Gilbert and I start chatting after that. We're like, okay, we need to be here for that. That's how long are we going to be there? And Gilbert's like, Fernando, you've never experienced Conor McGregor fight week. He's like, we need to come out a couple of days earlier so that you can experience the whole thing. He's like, Gilbert literally called it cinema. You know what I've been saying about Roman Reigns, The Rock, everything that WWE did. I was like, cinema. He's like, this is cinema for that. So, it was pretty interesting to see all of that. But yeah, Jorge's already saying that Conor's going to lose. I mean, he hasn't been active. I give him credit though. I mean, the dude doesn't say, "Oh, I'm going to fight some scrub and just beat him up and then go to the next fight." I mean, Conor does go for it all. But I kind of like remember in The Longest Yard, we're convicts, man. We always go for it all. And then Michael Irvin's like, that's why we ended up in the joint. But I give Conor credit for that. He goes all in. He doesn't back down. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of because this isn't Jake Gyllenhaal versus him. This is going to be Michael Chandler, who we've seen. The dude has a lot of fight. He has a lot of grit, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah, Jorge, he's going to be 36 years old. That is true.
Yeah, in terms of matchup and style, this is a great fight because Michael Chandler, he's a striker like Conor McGregor. They both have power in their punches, but Michael Chandler's been more active. But I kind of feel bad for Michael Chandler, Fernando, because he's been waiting for Conor McGregor to return event. Like they finished the
he even
Ultimate
called him out
Fighter
on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's like, what are we waiting for? So he's kind of, going. He's kind of I don't shouldn't say wasted, but he's waiting in his prime because the payday. It's red panty night. That's what Conor McGregor says when you fight Conor McGregor. So he was waiting and waiting. So maybe that's kind of part of the strategy. Like, long layoff for Chandler and Conor McGregor. Fernando, I told you flat out before the announcement of the fight, I'm picking Michael Chandler all the way. And then Dana White said 170 pounds. So he doesn't need to cut a bunch of weight now. And are you guys surprised it's at 175 and 190? 190 is too big. Victor or Compas on the beat. But, McGregor started at 145 and then he went to 155. And the only reason he started at 170 or fought at 170 because Nate Diaz was on 2 weeks' notice, and he said, screw it, I'll fight Nate Diaz at 170. He got too cocky in his prime, and it bit him in the butt. But I told you, Fernando, that was credit to Conor. He in the rematch, 170, and beat him again. So he's experienced at 170. He's probably been walking around like at 190, 180. So it's not a big drop off. And that's where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe ask me in a week or two, Fernando, maybe a month or two. Maybe fight week will fall into the hype. Last year, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets and Hard Knocks. I picked the Jets to go pretty far. Things like that get me sometimes. But I think right now I'm undecided. But 170 is going to be a key for this fight right here.
I got the whole lowdown because Gilbert obviously is really good at explaining. He was there during that whole time of how all that went. Real quick, if you want to get hyped for this, just real quick, Conor posted this a couple of days ago.
Some of these kids are in the UFC before you're in the UFC.
Hey, I saw that.
As long as you show up for them, maybe if you showed up for them, break your nose, you little fool. Yeah, what little Bellator tick, you little tick. You want to Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna fight.
Watch
right
Dana.
Get out of my way. Dana. Let's go, baby.
Not for free. You're not gonna fight for free. Hold on.
Yeah, no. He's like, we ain't doing this like that. Like, you're gonna
you little Bellator tick. I love the comebacks, man. You little Bellator tick.
Oh, but that's what I'm telling you. Like, I knew as soon as he fought Floyd Mayweather that he and Dana White said it. He's making so much effing money now. That's what I was nervous about when he decided to go and do that with Floyd, because I'm like, he's gonna make $100 million, and he's just gonna be like, you know what? Like, it's like they said, once you sleep in Versace sheets, everything changes. And that's what happened here. Everything changed for Conor. Then he says, he was out of breath. That was before he did all that testing to drop all that weight and everything. But once Conor started feeling that, and then he sells his whiskey and he makes all that money off of that too, and he's yacht living, he's doing all this stuff. It's like, why go back there? Like, once you experience that stuff, it's different. I mean, so I'm interested to see what version of Conor McGregor we're gonna get. Look, I think regardless, like Jorge said, he's the god of shit talking. Yeah, I think that's the Conor we're gonna get. But the Conor in the ring, just the last time I saw him against Poirier, there was a little te dejó deseando más, is basically like he left you wanting you Jorge, you're on one today. Versace.
You don't need to read that comment. We got
it. But and that's gonna be the thing. And you're the one that told it to me, Gilbert, on Saturday. Is he gonna be the Conor that's hungry? That's hungry to get a victory again in the UFC, or is he going to be the Conor McGregor we've seen these last few years where he came back, he fought Khabib? Oh, you know what? Cool. Peace out. I'm going to go out and do this. And then, by the way, well, that clip of him going, "Your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby," to Dustin Poirier, that was gold. Even though he was hurt and his like shin was broken, he still was crap talking sitting down. But I'm just interested to see what version of Conor, like you said, Gilbert, what version are we gonna get? Because if it's the Conor McGregor that's in the gym every day, he's motivated, he's ready to go, then damn, this might be something incredible to watch. If he's just the Conor coming back to get $80 million to go back and do what he's doing, then because I think we talked about it with Adam, and I'll let you get your point across. I'm sorry for taking up all this time. Conor said he wanted to fight 3 times a year, I think, or that recently, that he feels like he could fight 3. That ain't happening. So that's why I'm interested. Is it just all talk? Is it all this and that? Or is this legit? Because I don't think Dana would have made this fight legit unless it was legit. But I'm saying, like, after whatever happens with Michael Chandler, if he loses or whatever happens, what Conor McGregor is going to respond. So that's just my 2 cents there.
I think that's gonna be a part of the buildup for the next 2 months or whatever. What is it, 8-9 weeks? And Fernando, we could say, you know what, at the Row House Media Tour, I've been saying this. He looked like he was out there. He looked like he was having fun, and like Jorge said, he was out there doing things on the hills or the bar, whatever you want to call it. But you still just need an 8 to 9 week camp. We're in that moment. He could go train right now, go high, do what you got to do, and just work your butt off here, and just be in the moment. And then Fernando, after what you just laid out, that might be enough motivation. This is me trying to sell myself into thinking Conor McGregor is gonna be all the way back. People call him old. He lost the last 2 fights back to back against Dustin Poirier. He got his leg broken. People think he's on whatever mountain you want to call it. He's having fun too much. He's not the same guy. Maybe being away for a couple of years. I forget the last time. Maybe 2 years. I forget how long it's been. You hear that? You're washed up. You're old. You're just a money maker. Like, remember in WWE, you're a part-timer. John Cena called The Rock. You're not the same dude anymore. You don't train anymore. And maybe those 2 Dustin Poirier fights were like, I didn't train hard enough. I wasn't ready to go. Maybe being away for a little bit might be the right way to go. So we're gonna have that fight week hype. But right now, I think I'm leaning more Michael Chandler. But the 170, having it on his terms, Conor could make it work.
Yeah, no, I completely agree on that.
Oh yeah.
Hey baby, hit me back on my
Freaking guy.
The Win Nightclub, baby. You're looking big, you little.
That guy's wild.
But that's the other part, Fernando, that could be a downside. If he's mentally saying, you know what, I could have beaten Poirier if I never got hurt. I never got hurt. That could be a downfall too. If he's thinking that way, he should think, you know what, I got my ass whooped 2 times. I got to come back stronger. And a lot of Conor fans are actually they're defending him for that too. I hate that a lot of Conor McGregor fans say he got his leg broken. He would have beat him. Yeah, freaking right. Sorry, how to say that.
We never know.
I know.
Or hey, you're talking about
WWE. No.
WWE's fake. Guess what? One of your favorite UFC guys is headed to WWE pretty soon. So I would chill on that. Why do you think WWE is going to Netflix? They want your boy. They want the Irishman there. That's what they keep on saying, that they want him. I saw somewhere where Becky Lynch was asked about it, and she was asked about Conor, and she's like, it would be my dream to wrestle with Conor McGregor in a tag team match. I'm like, damn, that actually would be pretty fire. But yeah, you never know. Yeah, McGregor's always teased about going to WWE. He's always talked about it. He said he's even talked about guys like Sheamus and some other guys before. He's talked crap about them. So yeah, no, he would be perfect. Yeah, he could be perfect. It would just have to be the right scenario. But
he
I
did
definitely
Roadhouse. He has experience now on the microphone.
Yeah,